this is going to be a good match. I think we should have some fireworks. We should... I do favor UpATree a little bit. Let's check the votes. The votes heavily in Apop's favor, though. Only GFG believes. Everybody voting for the South throw. I can't blame you. But let's find out. We hop in to game number 1. Oh, I'm still on the screen. I don't usually like to be on the screen for this. Hold. Hold. Better. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres, we have our greenskin Goblin Man, Apoptosis. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, in the purple, wearing purple to honor Juggernaut Jason, I assume. For Psystorm Gaming, it is UpATreeZelda. Of course, we do see the spawning pool first. I'm interested in Apop's build. I know he has a guide for this, but I haven't watched it, and I haven't really paid attention to the start of his 3 roach build. So we have a decently early pool, and then okay, all right, 18 hatch. No SCV scout from Sal just yet. I'm interested if he's going to SCV scout. That's something that a lot of high-level Terrans don't do, and Sal tries to copy them, so sometimes he won't SCV scout. I think SCV scouting is always good, no matter how high-level you are. But, I mean, what do I know? I'm just a Protoss player and a caster. All right, SCV is going out, so that's good news for Sal. Means he's going to be able to spot some of this at least. Couple of lings started. I wonder if these lings are specifically to stop this SCV from scouting and seeing this Roach Warren. Only 1 on gas for Apop. I assume that is intentional. I don't know where these lings are going. They're scouting for proxies, which means they're probably not going to get the stop on the SCV. Are they avoiding the SCV? Oh my god, dude. Sal's going to come in here. He's going to be like, that's a Roach Warren. Now, what do you expect here when you see the Roach Warren? I think you're expecting a lot of roaches. He cancels the low ground CC, and already, this is worth it for Apop. Already, I think this is worth it for him, because this is a macro build. He's going to make 3 roaches, and then we should see back to drones for him. Yeah, we've got double bunker here. Factory going up, Marines coming out. Well, lings are dying. Are the roaches gonna stay at home? UpATree gonna try to go scout. Ooh, Apop is ready for this though. Oh, the Reaper. The Reaper, don't fear the Reaper, but the Reaper should fear these roaches. Reaper's gonna go check for a 3rd and go see what's going on. He's a little confused. I believe Apop, I mean, with the lings, he definitely saw that this wasn't here, right? So he knows that that was at least built on the high ground. I don't know if he knows it was canceled or not. I don't know where those lings are going. We've got a pretty quick lair behind this. Did the Reaper just die? Ooh, the Reaper just died. One of these roaches has a kill. And that's why the roaches are there. So now Sal doesn't have scouting on the other side of the map until he gets his Hellions across. He's not going to be able to see this lair. Now, where does Apop go from here? With 2 more gases going down, but not this one. It's not, might not be Spire then. But it's on 2 base. It's got to be something cheeky. Sal, in the meantime, you know, it looked like he was going to get into Hellions, but then he decided to just go back into Marines and siege tanks, which means the Spire, which is going down. Where is it? Oh, oh, look at that. Oh, that's cute. Right in the corner. Just a cheeky little corner. Now, this could be a bit of an issue if we see a tank push like down here, but I think that's pretty unlikely. I don't really see tank pushes in this area very often until this base is taken, that is. So I was going to go for a fairly quick 3rd CC. Not super quick, but before any extra racks going down. Just trying to get into Marine Tank, play it standard, play it out. But again, he has no scouting info. In fact, he hasn't sent anything out to see if there's a third base taken. He's gonna scan the main and he sees a lair and a roach warren. Ooh, that sees the spire though. That's a good scan to see that spire. That's really, really important. Hugely important. So important. Okay. It's really important that he gets this engineering bay down because he's gonna need those turrets. He can defend the first wave of mutas if he gets his marines in the mineral lines, but it's still gonna be pretty dicey. Those mutas can still pick off a lot. And the turrets are kind of far away. They should be up in time. Because the mutas still have to fly all the way across the map. But he's got to get those turrets down right away. Sal, where are your turrets, bud? Streamer. All right. First couple of turrets going down. It's a little bit dicey, though. These mutas are already here. Now, it's just 6 mutas, then into roach speed, and the third base is about to finish up. Sal spots that the third base isn't even done yet. The mutas do not get brave and dive in, which means they don't really get too much done. They're kind of just poking around the front right now. Ooh, all right, mutas get pushed away. It is keeping Sal at home, but once he gets a couple of rounds of marines out, I think he's going to feel very safe to put this third down. Apop doesn't have anything else out on the map. It's the 3 roaches and the 6 mutas and the 1 ling that's left alive, and that's it. In fact, I don't even think he has ling speed. Nope. Who needs ling speed when you can have roach speed? Muta's gonna be able to get this depot, but God, they kill things so slowly. Get the repair, Sal. Oh, look at him go. Now, of course, the push out from UpATree should be very scary for Apop. So he's getting roaches out. He's trying to get into Ravagers. He actually has a lot of gas, so I think a heavy Ravager count is going to be ideal here. He just damaging the CC a little bit. Again, they can't really stick around, and they're not going to be particularly helpful in a fight unless UpATree leaves medevacs or tanks behind. They can get poked and prodded. At the very least, it buys Apop a little bit more time. He's got more Ravagers morphing. Ooh, the supply block, but it's at 146. That is a lot of supply. Now, roaches and Ravagers just fighting straight up here. These roaches dive forward. They're going to take the tank shots. Oh, the Marines might just win this fight. Muta's coming in from the backside. That should help Apop clean this up. This was a very expensive fight. Oh, the piles slamming down the medevacs. Oh, but this one gets away. Muta's chase. Oh boy, they're gonna get it. The 1-tap. And that is bad news bears for UpATree, because look at these supply. He's got 1 tank back at home. And I don't think Apop can break him right here, but maybe I'm wrong. The bile's going down on the siege tank. The roaches dive forward. They get this tank before the repair, and Apop might be able to just take down this game. There's nothing to stop the mutas now. SCV's fighting roaches and mutas. And UpATree pulling back into his base. Only 4 mutas left. They're not really that scary. I think Apop's got to pull back. I wouldn't hate to see Apop go heavily into mutas now, but I think the safer play is, of course, just going to be to get more roaches out, get more Ravagers out. He's got a ton of gas again, so I think Ravagers might be a good call here. Unless he can use his gas on something else. He is teching up. He's getting into a hive, into a lurker den. This game is looking fantastic for Apop. Sal is now definitely behind. That engagement, it might have been a bit of a throw, not sieging up all of his siege tanks. And now he's got to go for the Jugger catch. And unfortunately, that emote doesn't exist anymore, so I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Oh, news from Twitch chat. Neuro already advancing 2-0 over Vibe. So the winner of this match will be facing Neuro, and the loser will be facing Vibe. Yeah, Apop in a great spot, getting into lurkers. I feel like he should be pressuring a little bit more, though. Even just a handful of roaches down here, there is no defense at this base right now for UpATree. But he's going to be out on the map, putting pressure on, and Apop a little bit out of position, a little bit slow to respond with these roaches. Loses a bunch of drones. And the mutas are nowhere to be found. They are chilling over here. Oh, this base is going to get forced to cancel immediately. Oh, no cancel, just the kill. Sal's got to be very happy with that. I'm going to try to dive into the main base, but the Spore Crawlers and the Queen just kill that medevac. Sal was not watching that. That's a bit unfortunate. Oh my god, the lurkers. Oh my god, the lurkers. Cool, and those Marines got it back right up, and all of a sudden, UpATree realizes how far behind he is. Lurkers already out. More Hydras being made. Upgrades for the lurkers. Do we have Hydra upgrades, actually? They've got Musco augments, but Groove Spines would be very nice for them to have as well. He's going to try to keep putting pressure on, but right now, UpATree is not in a great spot. He is very Marine heavy. And he's now going to be up against Roach Ravager Hydra Lurker, which is kind of insane. Apop going full static defense over here, burrowing 5 lurkers and making 4 spines. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this. All right, he's going to take some of the lurkers and move them around, but UpATree is going to go drop in this third base. Apop is very close nearby, though. I wish these mutas were, like, patrolling over here or something. I think that would be really nice. Or, you know, up here killing medevacs, at least putting pressure on them. UpATree looking to clear some creep. I will say Apop's creep spread is pretty abysmal this game. It's really not going anywhere, and I know it was cleared up a little bit with this push, but not really. Like, this has mostly just been Apop has not been spreading creep. He's been focused on a lot of other things. He's fully maxed now. UpATree is supply blocked at 165. Apop just trying to get into the best army he can, but he's also allowing Sal now to start to catch up, right? Sal was behind a lot of supply, but Apop's sitting at max, and every moment that goes by, UpATree gets closer and closer to that maxed army. Sal's got a lot of Marines out here. The mutas come back in. Oh, the mutas, dude. They almost killed an SCV, but what they really did was distract Sal, and now we've got Viper Yoinks on these tanks. There are a lot of siege tanks. Apop being very brazen with his moves here, but with 2 tanks on the high ground, this is getting a little bit dicey. He's losing a lot. The Viper's completely out of energy, so it's kind of useless right now. Scan goes down to try to get these lurkers. There are still 3 lurkers left alive, and they're not being targeted by the siege tanks. SCV's winning the fight up on the third base. Apop's going to pull back. Huge drop in the main in the meantime. And Apop, I don't know if he did enough damage to make that worth it. He's extremely supply blocked right now. And he's about to lose his hive. Oh, he needs to start a new lair immediately. The spawning pool goes down, though, which means he can't even start a lair. He needs to wait for the pool. The Roach Warren goes down. Oh, no, it's just going to be pure Hydra Lurker now. He could go, he doesn't have enough gas to go for a big Muta switch, and with this many Marines out, I don't think it would really be that good. The Marines are just going to take a great trade up here. Ooh, and these medevacs, they go for the boost out, and they do get out. Oh, they mostly get out. There you go. Oh, we got a little bit of a drop / run by into the third here. It looks like the medevac might have died, but the Marines forcing the drone pull, and all of a sudden, let's take a look. Oh, we're not in Game Heart. Come on, boys. What the hell kind of content creators am I casting right now? Jesus. Not in Game Heart. Well, what I can say is the income for Apop is significantly diminished compared to where it was a little bit ago. He's going to take a 5th base finally, and he's going to retake his main. But he's got to be so worried about these drops. I would love to see, he's got Aspire. I'd love to see either a few mutas or maybe ideally a few corruptors to help against these drops, because this is a real problem. Looks like this drop not going to go too well, though. Apop nearby, but at the same time, these Marines are just going to stim forward and take out all these spine crawlers. That's why I'm not a big fan of the spine crawlers. It does buy a little bit of time, and maybe if there had been a lurker, it would have worked. Apop going for the split now, but he's losing so many workers. Sal targeting down those drones. Apop down to 55 workers, and UpATree has taken a 4th base. This game looked absolutely over, but I think Apop going for that engagement, going for the throw into the natural, lost way too much. And now we can take a look at the resources lost. It's not that much different, but it was enough. In that one engagement, it was enough. This is a lot of lurkers, though. Apop gonna try to move in here and siege up. There are ghosts out, though, and a lot of tanks still left alive. Rock's getting taken out. Oop, watch out those hydras. Apop pulling back. Vipers would be very nice, but of course you gotta watch out for EMPs and snipes. As more ghosts come out, Sal's army gets a lot more technical and a lot stronger, but also a lot weaker. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but it has a lot more potential for doing damage, but also dies fairly quickly and is very expensive. Ghosts are not cheap. Oh no. Oh, I don't like that. Oh god. Oh man, those lurkers. Just no. Apop, no, why? Oh god. Oh, the snipes are so strong. Apop is gonna barrel forward here, but that was at what cost? The cost was a lot. Link's coming out, but there's no link speed. No! Apop, no! Don't do it! Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, the burrow. Alright, well. At least they're getting some value. This drop is targeting down the Ultra Cavern. Looks like it's gotten a handful of drones already. Apop will be able to clean those Marines up. In the meantime, these links don't have speed. Metabolic boost started up at the 17.5-minute mark. That is the prime link speed timing right there. There's still no lair. There's still no hive, not even considered being made. Hydras are going to come take care of this Liberator before it gets too much damage done. That push in from Apop. Oh, God, I hated that. Oh, no, dude. And UpATree going to be able to take a 5th base. And now we have to look at the supply once again. 115 to 151. The resources lost skyrocketing for Apop. He cleared these rocks and then he pulled back and then he went up the tiniest choke point on the entire map. This is a single lane ramp and there were tanks all surrounding that. I'm surprised he did as well as he did, I'll be honest. That engagement was not pretty. It's not pretty. And, you got to wonder, is the pressure of the situation getting to Apop? He's used to a lot of ladder play, but we don't see him in a lot of tournaments. Maybe we need to see more tournament play from Apoptosis. We need to see some ESL weeklies. What is he doing on Monday during the NA one? What's he doing tonight? Not streaming because he doesn't stream Saturday nights. I'm just saying, ESL KR. Maybe we got to see some tournament play. UpATree into a very strong, solid army now. No 3-3 though. That's a very large mistake. I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference, but not having 3-3 is really big right now. He's got the money for it. It's right here in his bank. He's got to get into it. 3-3. Do it, Sal. Do it. I don't know. Did he lose his armory? Oh, he's rebuilding his armory. I was wondering why. I saw him select them. Yeah, he lost his armory and just realized it too late. Snipe's going down, just gonna keep on pushing forward. And with this many ghosts, it's tough to fight against this. It's really hard to fight against this many ghosts. They're just gonna be able to lay out EMPs, so a Viper's not gonna do too much. Oh, the snipe. Oh my god. A single snipe kills a Viper. Can we get a buff, please? Apop's gonna go for it. I think he has to. He can't just let Sal sit here and keep sniping units. But the Hydras are herp-derping in the back. The Lurkers are all spread out. These ones are doing absolutely nothing. Is it still enough for Apop to push through? It doesn't quite look like it. A lot of the ghosts live. They pulled back. So they're just going to be able to get snipes on. Apop taps out and UpATree pulls it back from the clutches of defeat. His first push out was almost a throw, but definitely a big jugger catch there for UpATreeZelda. And, well, that was only game one. That was only game one. So we're going to be getting into game two. We'll see if we can make it a very long series so that Neuro and Vibe have to wait the maximum amount of time before they get to play again. My nugs. Don't worry, you got time. Get you in the obs? Will do, SoFocused. Will do, dude. No problem. As soon as I get in there. All right, you've been invited. There we go. We're going to Beckett Industries now. Nope, apparently we're not. All right. we were ready to go, and then I don't know. Oh, are we gonna co-cast? Oh, hell yeah, SoFocused.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Dude, I literally... Oh, wait. I'm getting feedback. That's on your stream. Okay, good.
Oh.
We're good. I think I lost my other co-cast, but he's going to have to take the bench for this one. How you doing, Chicken Man?
Oh, good, dude. Enjoying the games. Thank you for putting on this lovely Streamer Invitational.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. I'll let you rock the intro, my friend.
All right. Sounds good. Get into Beckett Industries here. Right now, down 0-1. It is our red Zerg player in the lower left-hand corner, representing goblins everywhere. It is Apoptosis. Would you like to introduce our beautiful other player?
Sure. Up in the top right-hand corner, we have Systin, UpATree, #Zelda.
#Zelda. That's right.
Did he like start his stream playing a whole lot of Zelda?
Yeah. Actually, I think his first stream was he does like an annual Zelda marathon, where he invites people over and they speed run and just play through like pretty much all the Zelda games over the course of a few days.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's where he got his name from. And fun fact, it was going to be UpATreeZelda, but that was too many characters.
That is too many characters. That's absolutely too many characters.
It became UpATree. That's a true story.
I like true stories.
I don't really know too much about True. True is a Zerg player, but that's about all I know.
Right on. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see UpATree pull a 3 racks out of his back pocket here after securing a early lead in the series.
Yeah, you think? I don't think UpATree's the kind of guy to do that.
No.
I don't think he's got the chutzpah to go for like a heavy aggro build when he's ahead in the series. That doesn't strike me as an UpATree move. He's a little too safe and standard. Yeah. Yes. He's like too honorable.
Mm-hmm. Too honorable, and then he plays Protoss, and then he learns that honor isn't a thing.
Yeah, there's no honor in the versus Protoss matchup, even PvP.
Yeah, exactly. Especially not PvP. That's when all the shenanigans happen. All right, so we got a Reaper moving out. Just play like Beyond, one of the guys who mods my chat. He's a really solid Terran that I run a lot of games with because I suck DVT. And he tells me just try not to lose as much to the Reaper. So let's see what Apop loses to this bad boy.
I mean, losing 2 links is already... I'll tell you, I watch a lot of games. Usually if I see the Reaper get 2 kills, the Terran doesn't often lose those games. I'm a little worried for Apop.
Yeah,
Just off this
a little
start.
bit.
I mean, if we take a look at the
Absolutely.
resources lost, I think that says it all.
Yep, let's
You
do
know what I
it.
mean? That's a perfect game right now from UpATreeZelda. It just doesn't get any
It
better
is.
than that.
He's feeling good.
And it
He
is
is
a quick
feeling good about his
3cc.
life.
Hellions here. I mean, this is standard build. I think he's just happy to not have roaches coming out across the map. After game 1 was a 3 roach opener, and that's exactly what I knew Apop was going to do, that because he does that in every ZVT. But it really caught Sal off guard, and he was like, got super prepped to defend the high ground against a bunch of roaches and ravagers, and then Apop
Right.
just like didn't even walk the roaches across the map. He just kept them at home and killed the Reaper when he tried to jump back in, like
Right.
full macro opening. And I think
Yep.
that was a great start for Apop. I think Apop is probably really kicking himself about game number 1. I think he had that game.
Ah,
I think he had it in the bag, but he went for the
Yeah.
throat and wasn't counting on the tank line being so deep, and up on the high ground especially, there were 2 tanks, and he just absolutely took a terrible trade and wound up in kind of, I would say, an even position after that. And from there, Sal, who I think is the slightly stronger player, was just able to macro a little bit stronger and get out of there.
yeah. It did seem like at a point Apop was in an advantageous position. He was at max supply. He was building a bank. He had the lurker, Hydra count, really heavy. It looked like he had enough larva to like remax as well. He had enough hatcheries on the ground. Like he was just doing really well. But then the drop play from up a tree started to heat up, and then I noticed that there was this one big engagement that happened nearing the end of the game, but there was also a drop happening in, I guess, like the 4th or one of the bases on the far left side, and that kind of like 2-pronged action, something to the effect of what we're seeing right now, because he's going to have to deal with this in his natural as well as the action that's going up the ramp across the map. So we have 2 fights happening. And I
Yeah,
think-
these Hellions are getting a ton of damage done. The Lings will be able to clean them up, but that is a lot of dead drones. But at the same time, Roaches and Ravagers smacking into this bunker. They get it. Sal gonna try to get on the second bunker, but it's just 1 Marine. That is the least scary thing I've ever seen. And the SCV is gonna have to get evacuated. And now that those Hellions are cleaned up, the Ling
Oh.
reinforcement across the map, it's just coming right
Yes.
in. There's a Banshee out, but I mean, it's going to take a Banshee a long time to kill this. This is looking like a very quick victory in game number 2. And,
For Apop.
yeah. UpATree,
good.
when he saw that this map was chosen, he called to cheese. I just don't think he was ready for this kind of bust.
Oh, yes, I think you're correct. And that Banshee is just putting in overtime. It's picked up 5 kills. It's officially a hero. But as you said, it's not going to be enough. It's called UpATree taps out. Apop picks up game 2.
There you go. We're all tied up. 1-1, baby.
All right. Yeah.
Even game. We're going to game 3.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna piggyback off your stream for this one, and then update the score, because chat is getting antsy.
All right.
Like
all
a
right.
score on screen, so I'm gonna do that. So I'll still be popping in to help you out with once we're ready to get going. That is, but I'm doing some texting on screen. Yeah, tell us
Sounds
how you
good.
feel about that game, Chicken Man.
I hadn't thought about it, but I did know that Apop has a cheeky build for that map. I believe he made a guide about that one, as well as his build in game number 1. So if you're an aspiring Zerg player looking to take down some Terrans and maybe even some Protosses, I might recommend checking out Apoptosis' Twitch channel as well as his YouTube channel.
Right on.
Just shout out, you know.
Content is good.
Are you getting into this game?
Oh yes, sir. My apologies. Lots of things. All the things are happening.
Just want to make sure we don't
Certainly.
leave without you.
No. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. All right.
All right, let's
Thank
get you
you.
in. Easy peasy.
Thank you. All right. Piggybacking on you now.
Sick city, dude. Blackburn's gonna be game number 3. Kind of an interesting map. I wonder if we're gonna see Mutas out of Apop again. I don't know if he's been playing a lot of Mutas against Terran. I know he's been really on the Roach Ravager kind of style, on the Roach Ravager hype train. But this map, of course, with the close by air, Mutas can be very powerful. Cause certain different play styles to be a little bit less strong from the Terran. Let's hop on in and see what our players have for us. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Blackburn, it is our green-skinned friend, Apoptosis.
Wonderful. I'll jump in the game client and I'll help you out with the introduction up top here. We have, it's Blackburn, my apologies. On the left-hand side, we have, representing Psystorm. Is it Psystim? I don't know.
It is Psystorm.
How do you say that? Psystorm. I would have assumed as much. This is UpATree.
I am a fellow member of Psystorm Gaming, so I'm intimately aware of the pronunciation.
Wonderful. Congrats, dude. It's really awesome. Seems like a very reputable.
It is. It is. Good people at Psystorm Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
We do have an early pool again, so it feels like Apop is going to be going for the 3 Roach opener one more time. I like that he skipped it in Game 2 and is bringing it back in Game 3. That shows a good sense of how to play in a best of 3. I think that's it's a really important part of something like this. You know, when you just play ladder, a build like this can be really good on ladder. It gets you a good tempo opening, but the moment your opponent knows what you're doing, it feels a little different. So in a best of 3, you can't just do the same build every game if it's a little cheeky like this. But I like that he is bringing it back after not doing it, and after winning a game especially, without this opening. And Sal's not expecting it at all, right? He's low ground CC, the SCV scouts at the normal time. He's going to see the Lings and the delayed hatch. Is he going to cancel this base again? I don't think he needs to. Actually, I feel like a bunker down on the low ground ramp might be all he needs to defend these Roaches and hold on to his base. But it's a tough call because the Roaches in Game 1, again, they didn't go across the map. We didn't really get to see what they can do. So we're keeping an eye out on that this time. Obviously, 1 Reaper and 1 Marine is not going to stand up to Roaches.
No, not at all. It's going to stand and then quickly fall, screaming in pain and agony. But it could stand, it just wouldn't stand very long.
But it looks like the CC is going to finish up. I'm not too familiar with the timings of the 3 Roach, but yeah, they get over there way too late to be able to stop that. So at least the CC will be finished, and I mean, worst case scenario, he can lift it. Maybe he loses an SCV, but the Roaches are coming across, which means they're going to miss this Reaper. Who's going to come in and...
That is...
I mean, the Queen will be out in time to defend it, but... Oh, Spore Crawler.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
I like that a lot.
Some hot moves right there from Apoptosis.
Very fresh, very fresh. We got some musical building.
Yep.
So we're going to see some Hellions. It's actually looking very standard once again.
It is. The Hellions are interesting, though, because he knows it's Roaches. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of Hellions. Maybe if it's just a couple of Hellions, but...
Scouting purposes, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't mind having them out on the map. They're not going to be any use in a fight.
Right.
So I think
not at all.
Not too many Hellions this game. That being said, we do have Cloaked Banshees on the way as well, so those can certainly handle the Roaches.
Oh yeah. And give headaches to our Zerg Goblin friend, Apop, who does have, in terms of units on the field, active forces, 3 Queens.
Hellions are gonna dive in to get some kills. 2 Hellions do not one-shot drones, but some of these are pretty low, so Hellions get a handful of kills. What's that, 3 drones? I don't know if I'd say that's worth it, but Cell also has some good scouting off the back of all this. He sees everything that's coming out, except the Infestation Pit. I don't believe he spotted that. That's actually a really big deal. And I love, Apop did this in game 1 as well. It didn't really help him not get scouted because the Spire got scanned, but he put the Spire in between his bases, just at a weird spot where you don't usually see tech for Zerg. And the Infestation Pit is in the same kind of place. If those Hellions had tried to just go into the main, they spot this. But Apop was counting on the fact that UpATree just wanted to get drone kills. And now, I think UpATree is just going to think, skipping the Spire, straight into Roaches. And,
Infestation. Sorry, that... Where is the infestation? I see an additional Evo chamber at the natural.
So it's in between the bases at the ramp. At
oh,
the,
dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly. That's the thing. You never expect it there.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm like going back and forth, literally up and down, skimming right by it. You're absolutely correct. It's just weird and freaky, but I like it.
I'm really interested in what that's going to be for. I feel like... Oh, is this for Swarm Host then? I was going to say I think it's for Swarm Host because I know Apoptosis really likes Swarm Hosts. I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of interesting, but it's a little bit dangerous. That being said, like, what does UpATree have out right now? He's got 5 Marines, a Siege Tank, a Banshee, and 4 Hellions. He doesn't have much. Oh, but he scouts it. He scouts it, and that's going to be absolutely huge.
Oof.
Knowing this is coming. The lack of detection is really hurting this Queen right now. I think the Nidus is going to be fine, but it's at least showing that Sal knows that that's here.
Right. I didn't see. Okay, there it is. I was like, where is his Overseer? But there it is.
Yeah, it was a little late to the party. I don't think he knew about the Cloak Banshees yet, so.
I really like this location. Zerg is now utilizing the proxy starport location.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. And this first wave of Locusts should be able to get a lot of damage done. I mean, nothing that Sal has is good against this right now. They're going to at least be able to take this turret out. Ooh, they're going to go for Marines, which actually Marines do decently well against this. So that was a lot of Stim Marines. They just kind of crushed that. That's a bit unfortunate for Apop. I wish he had gone. I think he could have gotten the missile turret, maybe the tech lab, but he's just going to keep on going with the Niduses and keep on sending Locusts out. Sal's going to be hard-pressed to take his third base with this kind of play.
Yeah, and I think that is, right now, Apop is doing a good job of playing the deny game, which, you know, he is going to be in an advantageous position in doing so, based on the fact that that's Zerg's game, like, you know, expand and conquer, but right now it is looking like a safe position for Sal. He just needs to figure out how he's going to go ahead, get out on the map and take that third. It's not as scary for him to be lacking that base until he starts taking damages. Right now, if you look at the unit skill versus skill, we have 8-5 and 3-3, so it's not crazy. Apop has killed more than Terran, which is surprising because, you know, Terran is definitely a more supply scary race, like their supply kind of hurts. And Zerg is able to trade inefficiently if they want to, usually because they foster an economic lead. But in this case, Sal is able to get the third base down, and he's pushing across the map, hopefully to put some hurt on.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Marines here, and again, I mean, Stim Marines, they can shoot through those Locusts very quickly. There's not a lot of Roaches out. Apop is trying to get into more Roaches, but his real problem is he was doing a lot of this off a very low economy. He's just now caught up in workers, and Sal's got this third base down. There is another Nidus out here. I would love to see Queens, like 1 or 2 Queens popping out of these Niduses to spread creep. I think that would be a fantastic use of them. And, you know, if that had been the case, there'd be creep all over UpATree's side of the map right now. Now, the SCVs get pulled away, so this is going to be some lost mining time, but no kills, just the supply depot. So he's going to be able to re-land that CC. And at the same time, he's heading into the main. He might be able to take this Nidus out with this double drop, and I think that's his goal. And that could actually strand these Swarm hosts up here. Ooh, yeah, Nidus is canceled here, so the Swarm hosts have 2 Nidus Worms that they can pop out of if they need to. But this double drop is getting a ton of damage. The Infestation Pit going down as well. Apop's still not handling it. The lair is going to die. Oh my god. And, I mean, we got drones going down. A new base was trying to be planted, but it did not happen. Hellions were distracting these roaches. Sal will pick up a few of the Marines and get out of there, but they found so much value. And again, we have another wave of locusts that don't really kill anything. So if we take a look at what's died this game, 3 SCVs, I guess a handful of Marines now, and the Hellions that ran by, but not much else. And 28 drones have gone down. Apop's worker count is not looking pretty right now. Oh my god. And the Swarm host is going to try to defend themselves with the Locusts. Sal will be able to pick up. The Banshees are still a bit of a problem, though.
We have a very big blob of supply moving across the top of the map as well for UpATree. That is going to be a scary siege up. And he's going to actually see that Apop is planning his 4th. Do they actually? I don't know if they see that. I know team games see a planned.
No,
like
only if you're on the team. So you don't see your opponent's base like that. These roaches so clumped up against the Marines on the high ground, and Apop not even gonna let the match finish there. Let the fight finish before he taps out. UpATree gets the 2-1.
That is it.